Well, hello everyone, all of my private practice friends. I'm Amanda Patterson. I am the admin of my private practice tribe, and I am here today to talk to you about client satisfaction surveys. This is something that doesn't really come up that much, maybe at the beginning level, but the more that you're in private practice, you might start wondering about when to send client satisfaction surveys and what things should you be looking for in your client satisfaction surveys. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. I can let you know what we do and what I've seen other people do. So it depends on how you track what we call your key performance indicators, whether you do that on a monthly, quarterly, or yearly basis. So if there's certain key performance indicators that you're looking for that are going to come up in your survey, you may want to do that more often, especially if you track those things on a monthly basis. Now, for our practice, I do them every year. I take a look at all of the clients that we service in the past year, and I send out a client satisfaction survey. So I do that straight from Google Forms. I just create a form right there and ask all the questions that I want to know. You can do it based on a Likert scale, which is an easy way to digest that, or you can use yes or no questions like, would you be willing to see this client or this therapist again? Would you recommend this therapist to somebody else? Yes or no. We use a Likert scale from from a strongly agree, neutral, slightly disagree, or strongly disagree, or somewhat disagree to strongly disagree. And that helps me to read the data very easily. A couple of things we asked for. I want to know, was it easy to make an appointment? How did they like our office? How was the therapeutic relationship with the therapist? Would they refer to us again? And then I leave a space open so anybody can ask any questions or make any comments, whether, generally positive, or if they have some feedback for our office, like, hey, listen, I didn't like the kinds of coffee that you had, or I didn't like this other thing that was going on in your office. So I take a look at everybody that has been in our office within the past year, and I send a survey. They can do it anonymously if they want to. They don't have to include some of the information if they don't want to. And this way, if they have something they want to say, maybe they don't want somebody else to know, that can go on as well. Or I invite them to send me back an email and just let me know if there's anything as the group owner that I can do. But even if I was just doing this as a solo practitioner, I would say, if you want to fill out the survey, you can. If you want to send me a direct email about your experience, I would love to hear that as well. And the thing is that I'm not looking for the outliers. If you are running a group practice, it probably won't be 100% perfect from every single client, because people have different experiences and there's all kinds of reasons why people have the experience that they have. But what I look for is themes. So I'm going to talk to you about what happened last year when I sent out my client survey. I had an interesting experience because our office spaces were much smaller and the setup was just very different. It was executive suite. There were two offices next to each other and one like a third of the way down, or an office away. And they were small. They were not very big. There were no windows. And I really thought our clients were going to say they were too small. They weren't big enough. They had some other limitations. And I was really surprised to learn that they really liked our offices. We got a lot of really good feedback about the office, how they were cozy, how they felt really comfortable. They liked the couches. The couches were comfortable. They liked the setup, this like sort of living room style that we had. So that was really good feedback for me, because I had always been worried that the offices weren't up to par, but they really were. And then one thing that really showed was that we needed more phone coverage. At that time, I didn't have like 9 to 5 phone coverage. And so people really complained about that. That was a thing that people said it was like kind of neutral or strongly disagree. Was it easy to make an appointment, or was it easy to get in touch with somebody? So we completely reformatted what we did based on those client surveys. So if you're using something like an electronic health record, I wanted to give a shout out to our sponsor, TherapyNotes. It's really easy to collect email addresses and get consent for those email addresses, and then you don't need to manually type them in if you're still doing paper documentation. Something like TherapyNotes, which is wonderful. I highly recommend them. You can input all of the information once, or the client inputs the information once, and then you're easily able to collect that data when you want to use it for things like sending out surveys. So I highly recommend using an electronic health record. And again, a special shout out and a thank you to our sponsor, TherapyNotes, who I use. And it was really easy to send out those surveys this time around. And so you want to ask specific things about your niche, your maybe price point, if you're looking for some feedback about that, anything that you're wondering, like, I wonder what my clients think about this, that might not come up in the therapy room, you can include on your survey. I would recommend not making it too long, just because you want to get some kind of like concise feedback, and you want enough people to send that back, right? So if you send out 100 and you only get 10, that's not really a large representation of your clientele. And so you want to try to get back as many, so not making it too short, but not making it too long is going to be really important for you. I would recommend that once you are in private practice, that you decide how often you want to send them in and put it in your calendar and put a reminder for yourself, so you can go ahead and send that out and get feedback from your clients, because it's just a good way for us to continually improve upon what we're doing, both clinically and things like through the systems, through your office. Maybe there's a particular picture in your office that people don't like, and you can consider maybe changing it. That was kind of a silly example, but you get the idea. So thanks for watching. Be sure to join my private practice tribe if you're not already a member. We have over 11,000 therapists who are in there sharing their stories every single day, and we would love to have you. Okay, I'll see you later on this week. Bye, everybody.